song's gonna be
You better
working.
play the hype music.
I definitely will. It might get my stream copyrighted and taken down, but heck, if I'm not gonna play the song, I don't deserve to be a stream.
Wow, it's Taylor Swift.
Great.
Oh, it's gonna be Apostles. Oh.
Hmm?
Go to the Apostles.
All right. LeBron, please. I thought you weren't gonna commentate.
I'm not.
Can you make sure the stream? Okay, stream is up.
All right, we're live right now.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody
That's fine.
is on. We can wait.
Just
until...
just making sure that I'm keeping my language PG. You may hear some cursing if Fierce for Spears does something incredibly awesome. And also, I am good friends with Turd Ferguson. We were teammates season 2 for the Soviet Ballers. So
Are you
Soviet
guys
Baller.
blue or red to start off?
Let me take a look. We are in the red team.
All right, great. That's what my overlays are set up as first.
They're asking if the stream is ready, so I want to tell them yes.
Yep. Can we make sure that audio and everything is checked out? Can someone?
All right. Yeah, you wanna.
Once we get some people,
All
here,
right.
I'll play the hype music.
I hear the audio working
All
perfectly.
right, great. That's what people say. Great song. All right, stream ready.
All right, and it looks like both teams are getting underway. First matchup of the playoff season for Tears for Spheres and the Antagonists.
We're here
Polarity.
on Geo, and yeah, what up?
Oh, I was gonna say that a minor league player, predominantly Turd Ferguson, has been getting some major league minutes, and he is going to start.
And that's when I get kicked out of game.
Oh no!
It's like...
Trobal got booted, so we're gonna take 2.
All right, that was just a practice round.
Practice round.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did just want to mention that Turd Ferguson, again a former teammate of mine from Season 2 Soviet Ballers, has made it to playing majors for the playoffs for the Antagonist. So that is a...
Yeah, congratulations to him.
Yeah, it's a change. Usually Ebola would be there. Don't know if he's available, but Turd Ferguson it's his time to shine.
So we have Trobal, Grant, JJ, Pool, and TPR for tiers. Or no, is it the other way around?
Yeah, so the defenders are JJ and Grant, and Trobal and TPR will be playing offense, and I have coined a term for our offensive pair. It's TNT, as they are dynamite.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We're ready to see some explosive action here.
Yeah, I think with Geo Koala, so many bombs, so many
you said
exciting things.
The tiers are red?
Yes.
Okay, let me just update the jerseys real quick. Alright, there we go.
Very excited to see my jerseys. I am the one who made them. So I would like to just,
and looks like we are...
You put the red as tiers.
Is it blue as tiers?
Yep, now you're correct.
Alright. And looks like we're going back to group. And Copernicus is going to get an empty cap here. Well done by him. He's going to sweep the power-ups.
Don't quite know what's going on. Everybody seems to have left the game, except for Copernicus, who is really making a meal of it with Superman coming in on.
Oh, misses the grab.
Misses the grab.
This is the Copernicus show here.
Yeah.
Oh, is he showboating? Oh,
Oh, and he knocks Trowall right into the spikes. Gets underneath. He's all free. Nobody's there with him. And he misses the cap. Puts it in finally.
the chat asking to just play on Star.
All right, so this is a take 3. I guess we're gonna figure out a new map. I think Figure 8 is a contender. So obviously Geo Koala is just not amusing enough. They can't decide whether it's a Geodude or a Koala. So I think that's the confusion. Personally.
Alright,
All
looks
right.
like take number 3, third time's the charm. Let's hope for the best.
All right. Waiting on the group. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hoping it works.
This time for real, we are underway here for Tears for Fears versus the Antagonist MLTP Playoff Sequential 16.
Very exciting match. Tears for Spheres ranked, believe, number 1 overall in the power rankings. Correct me if I'm wrong.
And there's a
All
fight
right,
for the power force. Copernicus gets the middle, and Troball gonna do some little bit of damage with that TagPro.
All right, Copernicus is coming through with the rolling bomb, and CC and Troball both gonna dance around each other, see what they can get done, and they do just cancel each other out. I like to call that little move the TagPro Tango, trying to dance around the TagPro to stay alive.
I'm gonna need a dictionary for all your lingo if I want to keep up with your commentary.
Trying to keep it fresh.
Jay Gibbs goes
Jay
out
Gibbs
top,
is
and that
getting out top.
let's see if they can get the blocks in. And Troball gets the button.
Obviously, the communication for Tears working for them. Troball was ready on that button as soon as he got free. Right, Troball's working one-man army, waiting for TPR to get back. Copernicus and Jay Gibbs are being held up by Grant and JJ Poole. Looks like the round of power-ups is coming. Let's see who gets what. Grant gets a TagPro, and he sends Copernicus home.
Troball is out bottom with the Juke Juice. He's ahead.
He's
but
ahead.
CC goes out top, and
3 are closed in, and he jukes around Jay Gibbs.
and someone spikes himself middle.
TPR's
Grant cleans up
got
with a TagPro, and that's gonna be a cap.
Troball really made a cap out of nothing. I think his juke at the bottom was excellent, and TPR threw a nice block to ensure that it got home.
And Jacobs here has a grab of himself, and he's out. Going to be ahead of 3 if they can get the blocks on TPR. It's going to be a walking cap.
Oh,
TPR can't get the bomb in time. Copernicus comes out top, but smartly decides to go on back.
Ooh, TPR narrowly avoids the bottom spike.
Oh, and Ferguson bombing his teammate into the spike.
Happens every once in a while. You gotta hit that bomb. You see it and you get red in your eyes. Alright, Copernicus is doing a good job with that power-up battle. Bombed somebody out, grabbed himself a tag pro. Now he's flag pro. JJ Poole also has a rolling bomb, so let's see if he can chase at the same time. He does. He takes the flag carrier out. See if he can get past CC.
I'm just waiting for someone to use the mid button, and that'll be who the winner. That's how the winner is determined on Geo.
JJ Poole, a defender, doing a good job on the regrab, bringing it home.
Grant coming out top, and he's going to be stuck there, but Copernicus doesn't go for the button, and if they can get the 2v2 blocks, and Grant almost squeezes by, but...
He was there, but the space was just not big enough for his ball.
And TPR is going to come in another 2v2 situation, and CC is going to get blocked by JJ Poole if he can hold it, and TPR, barely!
TPR had an excellent juke, but you gotta give it to CC for just continuing to doggedly chase him. Really great save by Antagonist, even though TPR did his very best. Trouble's coming in with a rolling bomb. Gets defused by Turd Ferguson. Oh, and Copernicus comes across
Copernicus.
top.
Oh, we're gonna get
Alright,
buttoned, and
he
that might
gets
be another
buttoned.
cap
All right.
for the Tears.
Again, communication seems to be on point for Tears. And
It's a 3v2 in base, and TPR with the juke juice is gonna skirt right around the 2 remaining offensive D, and that's gonna be another cap.
TPR is going to work today. He is making the right jukes, and Grant and JJ Poole set him up with some nice blocks.
Copernicus is able to come out
is
top, and that might be a cap if TPR can get him at the end of the gate and
Oh,
position himself
TPR
right.
makes-
Not gonna take any jukes and gets a nice return.
That is about the third time Copernicus has gotten free top. He almost using some Alvin strats, but really is doing a good job with it. Hopefully it'll end up with a cap for him at some point because he's catching the Tears off guard. All right, the top is going to be free. TPR needs to stay alive here.
Oh, and he gets around, which is gonna get
He
enough
does
time.
just in time. The Antagonist had 2 tag pros in base. TPR did a very good job of getting that tag. It was going to be very hard if the tag pros got a hold of him. Again, Copernicus just going top. Really, really going at him.
TP Eagles asked, where's Ebola?
Ebola is not available for the game, and that is why we will see Turd Ferguson playing in a Majors playoff game. Alright, Copernicus gets around the bottom. JJ Poole gets across top with the button. Let's see if it's too little too late. And it is. Antagonist score, bringing the score to 4-2. The button was used. It was used, but to ill effect this time. Alright, Jay Gibbs is trying to get out with a flag throw, but Grant's on his
Oh,
case.
the bottom spike is always
Ooh.
such a pain.
Grant does an excellent job bombing out to get in front, but he bombed himself right into the spikes. JJ Poole, TPR is coming up with a rolling bomb. See if Grant can get the return for him. He does. Trovol's coming in again. See if the blocks can get set up.
And they're just piling it in now.
Yeah, the defenders gave him a clear path to follow, and he just brought it right in. Alright, now TPR is looking to go top. Let's see if Grant can hold off Copernicus. He does! TPR dips above. Oh,
Copernicus
doesn't-
able to get out to save a cap.
That was an excellent job of him staying alive just long enough for his teammate to get back. Let's see if CC can catch TPR. He does! Saving another cap. The score is 6-2, but you have to give it to the Antagonists. They are doing all they can to save every cap from happening. Trollball with a tag pro means Grant's gonna bring it in.
Looks like the Antagonists not really being able to find their stride here and just kind of letting them get constant cap over cap.
Alright,
And
Jaden
Copernicus-
missed the boost. Let's see if he can bring it back. He does. If you guys can see the stats at the end of the game, it is for the Tears for Spears. Every member of their team has scored a capture so far. Trouble on
That's
TPR.
another one for TPR.
Yeah, they're leading the team with 3 each, but JJ Poole's got 2 for his team, and Grant did bring in 1, so we're really spreading the points across the team. Everybody playing a fluid offense-defense. I think that not only is TPR and Troball going to work on the jukes, they've had pretty excellent power-up control, I think. The Tears for Spheres compared to the Antagonist, and it's really made
and an ill
difference.
bomb by... Oh, but TPR is going to bomb right into the spikes.
He was looking to bomb up to get the guy away, but his angle was just off.
JJ Poole doing work with his tag pro, and he has 1 to be here. Can Jay Gibbs be the final one? And he buys him enough time for CC to get that return. Jay Gibbs is going to go top, which allows CC to grab, but gets returned anyway, and that's going to be a reset for both teams.
Yeah, that was a good handoff, but the spawn of the third player really stopped that in its tracks. And again, TPR winning a power-up bottom, but Copernicus sends him home. Just whacks him into the spikes. JJ Poole doing the same thing, Copernicus bombing into the spikes. It's starting to get a little testy, I think, with some of the tactics. Everybody's just trying to get in a hit.
And it's up
Jay
to Jay
Gibbs
Gibbs
is out
here.
bottom. Alright, let's see how long TPR can stay alive in base. Not long enough. Copernicus does a good job with the return. But Trovall having a rolling bomb brings
Copernicus goes out top,
home.
but Grant's going to be there on the other side to get him, and that's another cap for the Tears.
Alright, Tears at this point is just putting a clinic on for Geo Koala, I think it's fair to say. Antagonists making a couple good plays, but overall it just seemed very disjointed.
Overall, very dominant by Tears, and Jay Gibbs is going to get out, gets easily returned by Troball fighting for bottom power-up.
Which he does get, I think, in addition to really bringing the pain to the other team, they have won a lot of power-ups, and it's made it very hard for the antagonists to get any footing. TBR is here, but there is a TagPro in base. He has a TagPro lead at the moment. Jay Gibbs will go top. The only one there is Troball. Jay Gibbs smart enough to take pause, see what can get done.
And not much.
Alright, so the first half of Tears versus Antagonist ends 10-2. Tears really dominant in this matchup.
And
the
antagonists will be looking to salvage what they can from this game, but with a 10-2 loss for the first game, it's a little bleak.
Yeah, you gotta say that this one is something to overcome. It's a high mountain to climb, but Geo Koala, Tears scored 10.5. So if the antagonist somehow managed to pull off some adjustments and get their footing, who knows?
So what have you been seeing from both teams that, led to the score of what it was, 10-2?
Well, I think that even though we can't hear the communication between the teams, there has been a lot of communication on the tier side. You can tell the moment that somebody gets top. Trobo, TPR have been doing an excellent job of covering button because, as we said, Copernicus has been trying to skitter across the top constantly. It has worked to effect, I believe, once. But the communication, I think, has been a real positive for Tears. And obviously, power-up control has been dominated by Tears. And on this map, especially, a TagPro can wreak havoc completely. Takes so long for a defender to get from one side of the map to the other. Polarity, I do have to compliment you on your overlay for your stream. It looks very nice.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Bowl TV.
Completely original, not inspired from TagPro TV at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, but your font choice is excellent, I have to say.
Thank you. So we have 44 viewers right now. Wow, that is more than I could even imagine. So, I have a lot of people to impress, a lot of people to give first impressions to. So, welcome to Bowl TV. This is Antagonists versus Tears for Fears.
And commentators are Polarity.
And Chelsea FC right by my side. Well, not literally, but
metaphorically,
in the Mumble channel.
Spiritually.
If you take it and analyze it and annotate it, then it is side by side.
Yep.
And so looks like we're about ready to get underway with half 2 of game 1. Right now, the antagonists have quite a mountain to climb. It's a very large mountain.
A very large mountain, and if I have to say, the people guarding top of the mountain have been excellent on this map so far. Alright, it looks like both teams start off with a TagPro in their base.
There's 3 Tag Pros scattered around. Let's see what they can do, what teams can do with this.
JJ Poole wins the center power-up, manages to keep alive through the bomb. It's a really excellent job.
It's gonna be an easy grab for TPR.
Oh, we gotta watch that
oh,
spawn,
but the
though.
spawn!
Turd Ferguson's computer really helping him out.
Yeah, the Tag Pro gods really did not want them to get that cap right there.
Alright, and
Struck
is
it
this
down.
the tide that the antagonists need to turn the game in their favor?
So for
And
those
again-
that are just joining us, they are down by 8 caps, so it would be quite a miracle to see them come back. But you know, crazier things have happened. And Troball is out bottom and almost spikes himself, but does not. And Jay Gibbs grabs.
Alright, he's gonna
Ooh.
boost in, and it's ill-advised as Copernicus is in a good offensive defense position, really setting themselves up nicely, doing the work they need to on this map. TPR jukes around Turd. Grant's there with the block. That rolling bomb really annihilated any chance that the antagonist had of blocking that cap.
And looks like this half 2 starts out as just a continuation from half 1. With you know, Tears dominating power-ups and being able to have really good communication.
Yeah, see, in this case, Copernicus has gotten on button, and he's not going to let TPR through without a fight. But Grant gave him one. He got there. Ends up in a kiss. I think at this point, with this game being such a high-scoring game, the antagonists really need to build just some confidence on the map, do some of the right things, make it not such a blowout so that when they start for the second match, they start with a different perspective, because Tears really took it to them very hard this map. Already we see at this point in the other game many scores had happened, and it is only 1-0 with 7:45 left. And as I say that, TPR gets juice through the bottom.
Copernicus cannot get the
Oof.
bomb to cut him off, and that's going to be another cap for the Tears. And Troball's going to be ahead of Jay Gibbs. And gets a nice
Ooh.
snipe.
It's a really excellent angle. It's very hard to get snipe at that angle with those spikes. Jay Gibbs doing a very good job. TPR, if he could get out of this.
Oh, gets around the 3
Juggles
defenders.
3!
And
You know what? I think if he went top, they would have caught him, and he was just trying to...
yeah,
get
trying to
something,
make
but-
something out of it.
Yeah, that juggle was pretty
Yeah, we
pretty
can give
fun,
him
though.
lots of
Give me-
props for that. We
Yeah.
saw it. Don't worry, Troball, or whoever it was. Was it TPR?
I believe it was TPR.
TPR, we saw it. Don't worry. Even if it wasn't a cap, it was a cap in our hearts. You captured our hearts.
Ooh, look at that one. Play on words. My favorite.
And Troball is gonna get the Tag Pro, which is, and Copernicus has refreshed twice now. Looks like he's having a
Alright.
bit of lag issues.
Yeah, you always hate to see computer issues affect a game. It's really not a fun time for anybody.
And Copernicus spikes himself at the bottom, I guess, an issue of his lag. And this might be another cap if Grant can keep off CC, and he is able
Does.
to.
Grant and JJ Poole are a really excellent defensive team. They really complement each other. When one goes and explores, the other one stays home. Really good communication. You'll see JJ Poole going down to see what he can do for TPR. He blocks him down low. TPR gets the block because Grant is there in base planning to block. This is what
was
I'm-
essentially a 3v4 for a little bit, because Copernicus was kind of stuck in a wall.
Yeah, so if you can see what I'm talking about with Grant and JJ, a lot of the times JJ, we like to call him a space explorer because he'll just go and see what he can get done down low and just create a couple seconds for his flag carrier by holding up the offensive defense, and it did work in his favor on that last cap.
Oh, they're gonna go mid button. TPR holds it, but Troball does not want any of the middle. But that might be a cap anyways. If JJ Poole can keep the block against the Juke Juice, and he does.
Does Trouble doing a nice job hooking around and getting over the top as Grant puts a block on the bot to the bottom right. Looking pretty similar to last matchup. They were pretty solid for the first 3 minutes, the Antagonists, but Tears for Spheres has been pretty successful with their strategy so far. I think their players at the moment just are outclassing the Antagonist, if you don't mind me saying.
And looks like the Tears just swept the power-ups, and that has been such a big factor in their domination here today.
Oh, Digibull gets around bottom.
That's gonna be a cap.
All right. TPR doing something funny with the bomb, but JJ Poole, cool as a cucumber, brings it in, showing that defenders can capture just as well if they are as versatile as JJ Poole and Grant have been this game. All right, Turd Ferguson and CC are resetting in the base.
Copernicus gonna get a TagPro in their base. Let's see what damage he can do. And he's gonna be able to go. Oh, JJ Poole gets a nice bounce and is able to get that button.
Yeah, it's very hard to knock a TagPro off of that button, but JJ Poole had such momentum that he managed to knock him off and boost him into the spikes. Had been a nice play setting up from the Antagonist. TPR and JJ Poole are now working together on offense. It looks like they're going 3-0 strats, letting Grant keep the base locked down. You know what he does? Again, JJ is out exploring the field, and Grant gets to stay home and really do some 1v1 work. Ooh, J Gibbs making a good grab, getting bottom. TPR is at the choke, and he does knock J Gibbs back to his home base, returning the flag. Grant with some great offensive blocks getting TPR out, but he does have 2 in front and 1 behind. Let's see what he can do. Nothing with J Gibbs in great position. Copernicus and Troball both in the Tears base. Troball's waiting for a return, seeing if he can get the cap home, and he does.
Just not really being able to find their stride this game, and the Tears were just outplaying them today. And with 151, it looks like TPR with a nice move too. Almost out of base.
Turd Ferguson gets the angle. I think TPR caught a corner and Turd Ferguson took advantage of it.
I guess I would have liked to see more middle gate, but you know, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Polarity, a huge fan of the middle gate. I think that is used a total of 3 times a game maximum, but it has been used. Copernicus actually has a TagPro lead for CC. He's setting up behind him as it runs out.
Fighting for dignity at
He
this
does
point.
get a return. Grant is there. Let's see if any of his teammates can come back with a return. Everybody seems to be a little bit behind, and he gets bombed for a return. And Grant is out bottom. They have 2 in base on offensive defense with just trouble there for the block. Copernicus is going to look to get out bottom.
And the boost from the return can't get Turd in the position.
You got to give some credit to Troball for working both sides of the flag and making a good play on defense when he was there.
Kind of feel like this game is my responsibility since Jay Gibbs told me to play his hype song and I only played about 30 seconds of it. I guess they couldn't get motivated enough, and
Yeah,
be
you
the
know,
reason.
I think for the second game, perhaps we will play whatever is the amount that copyright will allow. J Gibbs, oh, looking to go top. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication, but there were a lot of Tears players in that base, making it very hard to get through.
And we have a ghost player up in 8th place that beats Copernicus in the scores.
Yeah, non.
I really liked his offense. I mean, Nan just really killed it, and his positioning on offensive D stopped many caps, and it was just great seeing such a great player play today.
Yeah, I think when Copernicus was having some issues, perhaps it wasn't lag. Maybe Non was just sitting down low and looking to get some returns,
So
bumping him into some
what
spikes.
was the score? 8-0.
All right, I think that the final score for that game was wow. We might have to ask our audience.
18-2, maybe.
Yeah, it was. Let's get our audience. We do have a good amount of people. So the second half,
That was
according
9
to
to
our
0.
audience, was 9-0, combined with 8-2. Let somebody else do the math for me.
9-0.
All right, that's 18-2.
19-2.
19-2.
Or yeah.
It does say 18 on your stream, so I'm just
Well,
letting you know
yeah.
that.
I can't do math. So, all right, 19-0 for the Tears for Spheres. A really dominant game. I don't know if dominant's a strong enough word. It was more of a
I think barn burner is the sports
like
term that I would pick.
I'd more go with Brazil Germany.
Brazil, Germany. Yeah, that's a sick reference, bro.
My references are off the charts.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean the antagonists had struggled during the season, and the Tears having such a high seed uh, do gain good positioning in the playoffs to have these weaker teams, which we can say antagonists have been the weaker team, and all the work that they've done and put in over the season helps them with the seeding so that they can have a good road to the Super Bowl, which is the goal of every team that comes out tonight.
So are we switching servers now? Is that the deal?
I'm gonna go up to Tears and I'm gonna grab it. Unless you're in the group and just grab that. I did miss.
All right, there it is.
Yep.
There, if you need it right there.
Yep, I do. And here is Pi wondering if it's Hey JJ, how are you?
Good. We switched it. Oh, that's the wrong group. Sorry.
Oh, okay, you wanna give us the correct one?
That's the right one. They wanted to switch to Pi.
Yeah.
It's their home server, and they originally said Origin, but they changed to Pi. So we switched to Pi.
Okay, so we are in the Pi group, I believe.
Yeah, and it will be Pi for these two halves.
Okay. Thanks for the update, JJ, and
Right,
good playing.
Thanks.
All right, so we have Tears on red again.
I'll give you an update in a moment once I jump into the group. All right, and Tears do look to be starting at red for half one.
Oh, I need to play the Shake It Off song.
You know what? Why don't you go ahead and give the antagonist some music to hype up to.
Am I ready? Let's find out. Alright, looks like I'm ready. Ready.
Alright, ready to get underway.
And whoops. Looks like I was on waiting.
Oh,
And that's, oh well, you know.
You can exit and come back in, correct?
Alright. Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. Getting me hyped up more than the players, probably.
Very excited about Taylor Swift, apparently, over here on Polarity's side of the commentating booth.
Alright, so tiers are on red.
Yes.
Alright, let
That
me
is-
change some textures
Wanna-
here.
Want to make sure that the jerseys are up. So I haven't self-promoted enough. Those are my babies. Those Tears jerseys, I do think they look pretty nice. And I think the Antagonist jerseys are also pretty cool, I have to say. Both the Joker and Darth Vader featuring on their jerseys. Alright, starting off slow. It looks like the power-up battles have expired at this point.
And this is a whole new game. At least that's what the antagonists are probably thinking, as they need to. Oh, and TPR gets a nice split, and he's gonna be ahead of 2 with that nice display of teamwork. But Jay Gibbs is also ahead of.
Oh, Jay Gibbs, he's got a moment. Let's see if Trouble can get there in time.
And
He
Jay
does
Gibbs is gonna
not.
get a cap. And with that, Grant's gonna be free out top, and that might be
Oh, that
another
bomb.
counter cap.
Grant doing a good job. Real heads-up play. Hit the top bomb into top perfectly. Antagonist did not have enough time to get cover. So at this point, both teams with 2 very good plays very quickly. Alright, Jay Gibbs is in the tier space with the... We're going to call that a Spider-Man because he is quick and able to kill. This is what my team calls tag pros with Juke Juice. It's Spider-Man. We're gonna get that going. Okay, Polarity.
All right, let's.
That's some lingo we're gonna start using.
Troball is agging right now.
Oh, can't even hit the L.
He's lagging too much for that.
All right, Trouble has left the field, and Tyrus is going to replace him on the Tiers roster. Luckily for me, as his name starts with T, TNT Dynamite still works for the offensive pairing of the Tiers jerseys. Jacobs wins a crucial power-up battle because now Copernicus has a TagPro lead. JJ Poole has a Superman, though, and he does use it to stop the cap from happening. Now, the thing about playoffs and anything can happen is that this is a whole new game. Hopefully, they had a conversation at halftime, telling themselves just to bring, if you can bring one home, you could force an overtime. So let's see what they can do with this second game. It is 1-1 with 7 minutes, which is a pretty good score considering the last. What was the term we ended up settling on?
For
Brazil, Germany. Germany. Yes.
So how do things work if they split the game? Is there a third game for?
Yeah. So how this would work if Antagonist potentially? Ooh, Tyrus really hitting that boost well. Sorry about that. The way that it would work is if the antagonists do win the second game and split, there would be a overtime, and the overtime played would be 10 minutes. Okay, Copernicus going top. TPR makes a grab. Can his team get a return? No, they cannot. TPR is out at the bottom. Copernicus trying to stay alive long enough to still be a threat. Ooh, Copernicus goes through the spikes and to ill effect. Yeah, so the way that overtime would work is it's 10 minutes, and at the discretion of the captains, they can either play an entire 10 minutes on one server, or they can do 2 5-minute halves and split servers. With the lag issues, I would not be surprised. Jay Gibbs is going top. Let's see what Tyrus can do. Instead of going for a button, he goes straight for the return. It's very effective. Right, Grant has a TagPro, and he leads Tyrus out top. Tyrus is going to be quiet and wait in the mid because Copernicus knows he is there. Seeing some communication from the antagonist. Tyrus still makes it across and brings it in for a cap, keeping the score at 2-1.
Double bomb makes CC zoom out of base, but still gets returned in the middle.
Alright, there's a good button there from CC. And the antagonist equalize with 5 minutes left. It's looking like a completely different team. There's a lot more, like you said, they've gained their footing, completely changed their outlook, and let's hope this game is a little bit more exciting to watch. Well, the last game was exciting. Don't let me tell you it wasn't. There was tons of caps to be scored, but the competition of this game seems to be higher. Antagonists have done a good job revising their strategy, and let's see what happens in the end. JJ Poole out with the flag. No power-ups. Get across mid. Let's see if his team can bring in some blocks. Antagonists have 3 in base, so JJ Poole decides, you know what? Time to take a lap.
It's probably because I played the "Shake It Off" song by Taylor Swift longer, and they found what they needed. That's the magic formula in TagPro music.
Yeah, Taylor Swift does seem to do it for the antagonist, and who am I to judge? Someone to judge very harshly, but that's just, I do also wear sneakers instead of short skirts, so who am I to speak about that? Alright, Tyrus is out top because TPR can knock it down with a TagPro, and Tyrus will bring it home, making it 3-2 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Again, power control has been huge. I would say that the antagonists have done a much better job with power-ups. I think this half.
JJ's ahead of 3 and and their blue flag carrier gets returned, and Jacob's gonna get blocked by the 2 defenders, and that's gonna be a walking cap for JJ. Zooming like a jet plane.
Yeah. Again, Tears, like I've said, the defenders do like to wander if they have somebody they trust in base, and JJ has a lot of trust in Grant, so they're able to go down and get that return very low. Flag carrier has room through the choke to move, and like you said, walk it in right there.
JJ can clean up with that
Ooh,
TagPro.
Turd Ferguson. Again, that's a very hard angle from that snipe with those spikes there. Tyrus makes a move around Turd, and let's see if he can bring it in. Copernicus playing some good offensive defense. Alright, Turd Ferguson clears the top, but his teammate was either not aware or not trusting enough. Turd Ferguson had done a good job to get that top clear for him. Alright, Grant is bottom, but 3 antagonists swarm around him. Alright, so there's 1 minute and 58 seconds left at the moment. Score is 4-2, and the antagonists really are doing a much better job. Let's see if they can get an equalizing cap, or at this moment just prevent Tears from making the score go any higher. Jay Gibbs gets caught in the spikes by Grant, but it was a good idea, I think. Alright, Tyrus is top with the rolling bomb, so Copernicus is going to have to do his very best to stay alive. Gets that with a flag throw. Alright, Tyrus has been defused, taken away from base. Right, Copernicus has regrab to deal with, and offense. I believe that was Grant coming through and getting a nice little snipe from behind. That's a feature of this map. I would say that's difficult when you're coming around. You have defenders rushing through the bottom, and if that boost isn't there for you and it's there for them, it's very easy to get caught. So the antagonists have done a good job. I'm sorry.
Jacobs is gonna be able to fight for that button, and this.
Oh, Tyrus with some power-up control manages to get out with a rolling bomb. The antagonists were looking good for a cap there, and Tyrus really saved it. Now he's there for possibly a cap. His rolling bomb runs out. Jay Gibbs is on the tier side of the field. Tyrus is running back over to the antagonist side.
3, 2, 1.
And that's going to be the end of half one, 4-2. A lot better looking game from the antagonist, being able to keep it within 2.
Yeah, I'd have to say with looking at the statistics in the game, Grant had done a very good job cleaning up the base. He ended up with 13 returns. And the antagonist, like you said, really coming back stronger. I'm wondering what's being said in between, but like you said, I think a good amount of Taylor Swift quotes have been used, and it's really seemed to work. The colors are going to switch, so the tiers will be blue for the streamer graphics.
Streamer is ready, so it looks like we're about to get underway with the final half of regulation. And remember, if they split this, there's another extra game. And this is where it comes down to for the antagonists. They're down by 2 for this half, and they need to do something here.
All right, so like you said, it's make or break time for the antagonists. They have a 2-cap mountain to climb, which is compared to 8 from last time is much more doable. Hopefully, if they keep playing smart on this map, they will make a run at it, and like you said, force a third overtime.
This is what it comes down to. This is for all the marbles, all the TagPro balls, where everything is coming together.
Yeah, I've heard a rumor when you win the Super Bowl, you get just a nice big bag of marbles just to set up some real life TagPro. It's just a 3D model. Maybe some captains can use it for tactics. I know.
I know lots of colleges nowadays are looking for if students have the coveted Super Bowl model. And,
yeah, that trophy and set of marbles really are something good to put on a college resume.
Definitely. And Copernicus and Jacobs get caught, and TPR is going to be ahead of all 4 if JJ Poole can hit the bomb to stop them from coming through, and he's going to be able to do that, and that's going to be a cap.
A strategy that, here's some insight for the tiers, again, as I'm a member of this team, the minor league team. They, through scrimmaging have found it's been very effective to take a defender and just block that mid route, forcing them to take the long way around. And in that case, it completely stopped the return tactics for the antagonist and let that cap come through. I think it's a great strategy, and perhaps future games on Geo Koala will feature this exact tactic. Alright, it is looking good for the antagonist. They have 3 tag pros. If they can get a return here, it would be a cap. Alright, Turd Ferguson is in hot pursuit. A lot of his teammates died up in the bombs. Alright, now Tier's caught up. DPR is looking to get a cap. Let's see if Trouble can get a return, get some blocks.
And it's going to be
make something
blocks
happen.
Well, you still have the
Copernicus, you can
scoreboard
grab.
up.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, the game's not showing.
Thank you.
Yep.
Alright.
Well, that
you
was
know,
the radio.
that was
version.
the radio edit. So hope you guys were able to have a picture in your mind. Imagination's a great thing to have in TagPro, and we're just training you guys for what you guys need. Let's see how the chat's going. Must be going crazy. Noob caster, D-star. Noob player. Alright.
Ooh, that's a little bit of a self-effacing comment. If you guys don't realize, Valarity typed that in himself. Nobody insulting
Whoa,
Valarity.
how did that go? Whoa, how did that get in there? Oh no, must have been the hacked computer. I don't know why that appeared in the chat. And TPR is gonna go out top, and let's see if he can do something about it. Jacob's gonna grab, get return, and that's gonna be an easy cap for TPR.
Jacobs was doing a pretty good job, some smart moves trying to get out of base, but Tears just wrapped him up real quick, expanding their lead to 2, making the overall score at the moment 6-2. Trollwall winning the center power-up battle with the bombs.
And TPR is, and Grant is able to get ahead of him. Let's see if Copernicus can skirt around him. Jacobs has a TagPro, but Grant is not going to take any of that.
Grant took a look at that TagPro and he said, "You know what? I'm better than the TagPro. I don't need no fancy power-ups. I'm just gonna bring the return home." I would imagine that's what he said. Grant's a pretty quiet guy. I bet you inside his head, though, it's just a constant soundtrack of Taylor Swift music. As that is the running joke of the broadcast, I believe.
Still have not seen the middle button used as much as I want it to be. They need to use it.
I think that it was used once total. I might...
That's not enough. That's not enough. One day, I tell you, in like 2 years from now, the middle gate will be the only way to go through.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen with some of the map testing committee, riots would be a underwhelming word, honestly, about some of the maps that get in and get eliminated, about modifying old maps. And somebody had said, you know, the gate for Geo Koala is not that effective, and possibly talked about changing it.
Heresy? Is that even?
Yeah.
I don't. They
Well,
need
here's
to
the
exile
thing.
him.
Here's the thing about, you know, the history of Geo Koala. Being such a defensive base with a small choke point, there used to not be 2 bombs in base. I believe there was only 1. It was brought to the attention of the map maker that the defense was overpowered, and he added a bomb, and this is the Geo Koala we now all know and love. So it is not unheard of to modify a map if the community is as vehement as they were. But you know what? I agree with you that there are moments in time where that gate can be the difference between stopping a cap, making a cap happen, or just having some good old fun, button fun. Good old fashioned button fun.
So with 4:12 remaining, the antagonists have to climb a 4 cap deficit. And
Yeah, but you know what? Compared to, oh gosh, I think it was
19-2?
Yeah, I think it was at double digits, Mountain. This has been a much better showing for them. They still have time to get some things done. It's happened before in Geo Koala. There's a very short route from top, and as we've seen, Copernicus is very willing to go top.
As it displayed just now.
Yeah, Grant doing a good job following out there, and that was an excellent play by CC, using the bomb to grab the flag carrier into the top right of the base. I do have to say, as a defender myself, that bomb snipes are, you know, in the overall hierarchy of snipes, one of the most satisfying. I think the most satisfying snipe is a portal snipe, and that was made possible by Reflex 2. TPR going across, bringing it home, 3-0 for this game, making the aggregate total. Okay, ready?
4-2,
I can do
right?
this. 4-2 plus 3, meaning it's 7-2.
I think it's somewhere near the 1300s and to 59.
Yeah,
I think-
we're gonna need to hire a math intern, just to pass us some memos across the desk.
2 juke juices in base for
All
the
right.
antagonists.
Copernicus doing a good job with the bombs, getting rid of his foes, but again, as we talk about JJ being kind of a space explorer, he's out in front of Copernicus before Copernicus even grabs.
Oh, and that's going to be another cap for TPR. And with the time running down and the lead for the tiers growing, it looks like
Yeah,
the
they
antagonists have to go for another miracle here. Right now they have 3-0, trying to make something happen.
Yeah, at this point, losing by a certain amount is not as important as throwing all your tricks at him, hoping that, miracles can happen, and really just putting the work into. Alright, a return is here. Grant doing a good job to return him, but CC did have a TagPro, and he still has it. Let's see if.
And Grant misses the snipe, and that's
Copernicus-
going to be a cap.
Yeah, and Turd Ferguson holds the button up top.
3 more.
Good map awareness, knowing that somebody's going to try to come across top to get in position. That was an overall good, classic, textbook geo-koala cap from the antagonist.
Jay Gibbs gets ahead of the defenders, and we might be looking at something here. We might. TPR
Let's see
to
if
try
he can
to
get
cut him
past
off.
TPR. He
Gets
gets
past
past
TPR.
him.
He has 1 to beat.
All right,
Turd
let's see.
trying to get the blocks.
Let's see.
Grant's gonna grab. Smart move, and it's gonna go out top.
Oh, wow.
And that's gonna be a cap if Copernicus
No,
able to grab.
Copernicus does a great job, and he's going to pick up a rolling bomb in the bottom. That was a good opportunity for the antagonist, but Grant showing off some offensive prowess in the alternate team space.
And gonna skirt around Turd as the antagonist flag carrier gets returned. That's gonna be another cap. And
I
with
think that
might
think
be
that being
the
such
dagger.
yeah, I think that one was the one to make them sit home. They're going 2-0 2D, playing it traditional, and not
Jay
nothing.
Gibbs throwing the GGs with 8 seconds left. Looks like that's gonna be it. 5-1. Games 2 have 2. And
All right.
that's gonna be the final.
Yeah, but as somebody who, again, I am trying to stay as unbiased as possible. Wow, Grant with 24 returns in that game. Just a side note, really putting in the work. Because the antagonists were coming really hard in that second game, so I would say that for that second game, Grant really upped his play time. But yeah, the antagonist had a hard time that first game. It's disheartening to see a double-digit cat differential, and I have to say I have a ton of admiration for the way that they came back. Really were more solid on the flag, and even though it didn't go their way, they did a much better job, and you do have to commend them for that.
Are we gonna get any interviews here? Post-game interviews? wanna come
Yeah. Who would you like to talk to?
I don't know. Just bring anybody that wants to talk, and we
All
can
right.
just.
We're gonna go to Tears for Spheres. They look like they're good gaming right now. So, I'm gonna go. I think we go get Grant. How about we get Grant and JJ?
All right. See, that was the final for Tears for Fears versus the Antagonist. Tears for Fear 28, Antagonist 5. Really dominant game by Tears for Fear the first game. Antagonist really being able to get something going the beginning of the second game, but Tears for Fear is just the dominant team in this game, and they're going to be the ones that are going to be advancing in these playoffs. So thank you everybody guys for watching so far. We're going to have some post-game interviews in just a few seconds.
All
And
right. We are
yeah.
gonna have the defensive pairing of Grant and JJ from the the winning side, Tears for Fears.
All right. First of all, good game, guys. You guys were really killing out there today. Really being able to contain the antagonist offense and just being able to, you held them to 5 caps while you guys got 28. What do you think was the biggest factor in helping you guys get such a dominant game?
You want to take it, Grant?
Yeah. The way we play defense in Koala is kind of different than a lot of people. JJ just kind of leaves me and does I do my own thing while JJ kind of just harasses them a bit. I think that kind of gets in their heads. So that's one of the main things I think we do well.
Yeah, I did want to ask you, what do you think the difference was between game 1 and game 2 with the antagonist play from a defensive standpoint? Grant, I don't know if you know, but you had 24 returns in that last game. Really putting in a performance, as you said. JJ is the harasser, but he brings them all home to you so you can get the returns. But the antagonists definitely upped their game for the second half. So as defenders, I want to know what it felt like for them coming back and playing a bit better. What do you think they did different?
I feel like part of it was definitely ping. The reason we switched from Origin to Pi is because Copernicus especially was lagging out. And I mean, we could see it in the first game that he wasn't playing as well as he could. And then in the second game especially, he was using the bomb across top. That was really getting on our nerves. That was the one thing we couldn't really do, or couldn't really prevent as well as we wanted to. And they had that going for him. So I think that definitely helped them out, just that they had steady ping, or better ping than they did.
Yeah, Copernicus, I almost wanted to call, Alvin Strats on Geo Koala. He really did.
He had it down.
Did do it. He had it down. It looked like it was very hard to defend.
But then, speaking on Grant's 24 caps, they definitely got kind of antsy at the end. And when they knew that they were down by not caps, 24 returns. Sorry.
Wow, that was a lot of caps.
When there was 4 minutes left or something, and they were down by 3 or 4, they were definitely grabbing a little bit more than they were before. I mean, that probably added to our return stats.
Yeah, well, going for
they
broke
definitely played a whole lot better in the second half, or second game.
So yeah, how do you guys feel now that you guys have knocked off this team and you guys are on to the next round? Lots of hype, lots of drinking going on, celebration party.
Well, we're not actually too excited. We're playing School of Hard Blocks, I think. Am I right, Grant? So we play School of Hard Blocks on Boombox, and we played them on Boombox this season, and we tied on a last-second cap of ours. So it's not going to be an easy game just because we're still the number 1 seed. Their defense, Exile and Jet 2 are pretty good, and it's going to be a struggle to win on Boombox against those guys. So we're just going to get ready and prepare to get things going for next week.
Yeah, so again, you guys, there's some bias, but I think you guys did a very good job. Jay Gibbs is going to come in for a post-game interview, and we're going to get some alternate view. But thanks so much, guys, for coming in and talking.
Guys in the playoffs.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for doing the stream.
Thank you, stream.
Okay, and coming in to speak on behalf of the antagonist is Jay Gibbs, the captain of the team.
Former captain.
Former captain. Okay, so Jay Gibbs, a crucial member of the team. I have to say, for some stats that were maybe lacking from other players, you definitely led the board for your team a number of times. I think me and Polarity are most interested in what was said between Game 1 and Game 2, because Game 1 was a bit of a barn burner. You can admit that the score got a little out of control. And that second game, you guys looked to be a different team. Definitely more solid. And I just wanted to see your perspective on what you fixed, what was said. How'd you guys play better? Because you really definitely had a much better second game.
Well, the most obvious change between Game 1 and Game 2 was we changed servers. So Game 1, I don't know if you noticed this, but Copernicus and Turd Fergus even a little bit was lagging now. They had to refresh a couple of times. And the problems with lag outs if you don't feel like you have control over your ball, you sort of easily get a little bit frazzled by that, a little psyched out by that. So you lose power control a lot easier. You start calling things out a lot easier, or sorry, you stop talking as much, etc. So just not having a strong ping or reliable ping can really kill you. So when we switched to Pi, I think Copernicus was a lot better, and we felt it was more like a fresh slate. Like we had an easier chance to go around. So I think that was really the big change, is sort of that mental change of knowing we have an entire game to turn it around, as well as switching servers.
Yeah, well, I have to say that you know, the work done during the season to get, you know, your seedings coming up against Tears for Spheres in your first playoff round, it's a tough draw. And the first half was the first game I would say was you know, probably a little disappointing for you guys, but the way that you came back and contested for the second game, you know, it was tied 2-2. You know, the score was 4-2 in the first half with 5 minutes or 4 minutes to go. Really mental toughness of your team to come back and just do the work on Geo Koala is something to be commended. Have you noticed that your team has built mental discipline and learned lessons over the course of the season that have helped you to put in that second half effort?
I really hope that they pull something from this season, because we probably have one of the most prolific collapses as far as teams go. So we lost quite a few players early on, high potential players that we were going to lose. Our minors team ended up imploding, had to disqualify a few games, etc. So it's sort of just like every single thing that could go wrong has gone wrong this season. But we still made the playoffs, and we still managed to hopefully at least show a little bit of what we can do. And
Yeah. I was gonna say that not every team gets to put in a playoff game. So considering, like you said, the adversity you guys faced all season, really congratulations on making the playoffs. And though it was a tough night, you know, there's a lot to be said positively about your season. I also do need to ask you a question on behalf of my friend Turd Ferguson. Why did he get the majors call up tonight, and how do you think he did?
So, Turd Ferguson, I am in love with Turd Ferguson. If he didn't live in Alaska, I honestly think he'd be one of the best players in the league. He's so nice, so positive all the time. Yeah, I like Turd Ferguson a lot. So I've been looking for a chance to bring him up to majors for quite a while. And tonight we just had an opening in our roster. He was here, and he's been playing pretty well. Played really well in our practices early this week. So figured now's the better time than any.
I did see some smart plays by Turd Ferguson on button, and I don't know if you know this, but I played Season 2 Sylvia Ballers with Turd Ferguson, so we're also very close friends, and I'm glad to see him you know, being successful and getting some majors time in playoffs. I'm probably just as excited as you to see him get his opportunity to put some minutes in, and although it didn't go shiningly for your team, it's I don't think it's the worst end to your season. I think that you fighting back from such a deficit to bringing the game closer in the second game, it's again something to be commended, and you know, congratulations on that. And
I mean, I would be more upset if it was just all the antagonists making mistakes, but Tears for Fears, they played a really, really good game. Like Grant, that last half, he had 24 returns. They're a really good team. So I can't be too upset about that.
yeah, again, with the bias, I am on Tears for Spheres Minors, and we do put a ton of preparation time, and there were some new tactics that they used for Geo Koala, and you know, I'm just a big fan of all of those guys, and they're very, very hard to beat. So
yeah, one of the things I'm hoping for is that they release their strategy guides all day for the season.
Yeah, I mean, next season, teams get mixed up, and we'll see the talent dispersed, and maybe everybody will start playing GeoQual a little bit differently, just because of these guys really getting a handle on it. So I think me and Belarity are gonna start to wrap it up. But again, I want to say congratulations on a good season, making the playoffs, uh, and hope that your team stayed positive. Sounds like you guys have a good group of guys.
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
thank you
for
for
coming in. So with that, looks like we are just about ready to wrap it up. Thank you to all you guys who watched. I think at the peak we had like 44 viewers. Thank you to my co-commentator Chelsea. You want to say a little splurb or blurb or something?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you guys should tune in tomorrow for minor leagues games. The minor leagues have been previewed. There's gonna a lot of very exciting matchups. One includes the Tears for Spheres minor team. So if you guys are looking for a great minor league thing to watch tomorrow, I think I'll do a little bit of self promotion, and you guys can watch the Tears for Spheres minors game because there's a lot of players who can play at the level of these guys, and I think we're gonna crush it through the minors. Yeah, I think that you guys, everybody who's so excited about majors, I think that you should also get very excited about minors. There's tons of talent, a lot of players who are of major league caliber, with just not enough roster spots to fill. Just like we saw with Turd Ferguson tonight. So I think that everybody should tune in for and have streamers for minor league playoffs tomorrow night. So get excited, get hype.
Yeah, finally, thank you to Christopher Columbus for having a day off tomorrow so I could stream this game because he knew that TagPro Major League would be on Sunday night. So Christopher Columbus discovered the new world specifically on
Yeah.
this day so I could stream. So shout out to 1492.
Shout out, shout out to the man who committed many human rights abuses.
Well, he gave us an opportunity to stream tonight. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. It is 11:21. Need my beauty sleep. And this is me and Chelsea signing off on Bull TV. We will see you guys next time.
Have a good night.